Hey guys, so today I'm going to be going over Slide Maker. What the heck is Slide Maker? So it's this application that I originally made for myself to help me with creating larger text slides, so I can kind of batch process and edit all in one flow, because I found myself in Photoshop kind of struggling with creating a bunch of layers and then adjusting one and then having to go and adjust all the other ones accordingly. So I just kind of sat down and thought, let me just kind of make something. And so this is what Slide Maker eventually became. So I just wanted to go over a few things on how I use it and perhaps how you could best use it for yourself, and maybe some little tips and tricks and things like that. And if you use this and you have any feedback or you want to make some suggestions or things like that, please let me know, and I'm gonna be happy to just kind of update it as time goes on. So when you visit the website, you're gonna be welcomed with this screen. These are just some slides for now to kind of understand what it looks like, but we're gonna go ahead and just delete everything. So just Control Shift and click to delete these. You can delete this. Let me just kind of go over some of these buttons here. So obviously we've got the light and dark mode that you can choose from. This little question mark thing in the corner, you can kind of read through this. It's got some good little tidbits, shortcuts, things like that. So you could take the time to read that. So we've got square orientation, we've got portrait and story. So you can export your slides for whichever, suits the thing that you're looking to post on Instagram or social media, whatever. So we're just gonna go in here and write a new slide. So you're gonna go up here, write slides. And what's cool with this is that you can just, create whatever text, but then say you want to create a different slide. You just do 3 dashes, and then you can just type away, do another 3, etc. Do that. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this text that I already have, put it in here, generate slides. And what this is now is that you've got your 3 slides already configured. So let's go in here, let's clean up this font because we don't want this. And there's a few different styles here that I have. There's some Google fonts that you can kind of choose between. This one's cool. We've got the classic Inter, but then there's also some pre-selected ones that I included here. I like this one. We're gonna change our background. So up here, solid, you can change your background like this. You can also pick custom color if you wish. We'll just do, I like this yellow, but you can also choose between gradients, some predefined gradients, and you can also, choose your darker to whatever color you want to choose and rotate it if you want to do that. We're just going to keep it simple for now. So we're going to do that, and then under it, you can apply that color to the rest of the slides here all in one click. So that's pretty cool. You can also add another text block, something under here if you want to do that, and then Control Z to undo, or you can hit the button up here. We're going to go back. You could change your size like that. Oh, let's go back here. Let's redo, or undo rather, sorry. Just doing this on the fly. This is the first take, so let's go. You can also change the tracking, which is really nice. NOICE. You can change your text color. You can change the opacity too, so there's a little bit more control there. Your alignment, so if you had like more text here, you could do that. And then towards the bottom here, say like you make an adjustment on your color here and you want the rest of the text to follow. The button on the bottom down here, apply text layout to all slides. You just click that and everything else applies. So it's really, really great. It's very simple. Again, this app is like incredibly simple, but I think there's some good utility to it if you're someone that's making text posts. But I'll share some other things that you can do with this. So you could put it center. You can also change the uppercase, things like that. Some shadow. Go in here and play around with it. And then here's your positioning. So if you want to top bottom, but you can also just move it wherever. And like I said, you can apply the text layout to this and then apply it to all the rest. So it's a one click, one and done kind of thing. So we'll keep it center here, maybe up higher. We'll apply it. And then you can also see it on portrait mode and also story mode. So you can export your story like this. You can also export it in this size or this size. So again, it's really, really straightforward, really simple. Trying to think what else I could include here in this talk. So for example, let's say that we're ready here. We like this text, good to go. Let's maybe change the alignment, and then you can also change the sizing of this if you wish. You can change the size. Say we want that maybe a little smaller. Change the line height a little bit. Say we want to just kind of center on that one, and then do there, and then say we want to apply it everywhere else. Cool. All right. Say I like that, and I want to export the square. So we go up here to export, and now you can choose to export all in one window here too. You can change your file name prefix if you wish, and then you can choose different files for a zipped folder for different individual files in a zip. You can export as a GIF, MP4. From what I know on Instagram, you would need to export an MP4 for posting kind of like a GIF kind of thing, because you can't post GIFs on Instagram for some reason. So for this example, we're just gonna, you can also change your frame delay here too, which is really helpful. So we're gonna just export this as 1.5 seconds MP4, and there it goes. Let's see it. Downloads. Let's pop it open. Let's take a look. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, it looks great. Obviously, be a bit more detailed here, but it's just trying to show you exactly what you could do here. So now you've got all your text that you want to do here, and say you want to put in a photograph. Say you want to do like a photo series and have some text with the photos. Well, what you could do here, and what I'll show you here now, which is a little bit of a little hack. Say you want to have your text, I don't know, just say up in the corner here, and then you want to add your image. Well, you can add your images. Say we'll use one of mine here. It's going to be a little bit bigger, but you can make it smaller. Hold Command so that you can, change the size all proportionally. But then you can drag corners like this, of course, like other tools. But say you want to make it a particular size like that. Say that looks good. You can center it just like that, or you can center it this way, justify it. We're just going to center it in the center. Center it in the center. And then you can change your background color like this with the pick. Kind of like that blue. We'll go with that. Say, yeah, okay, that looks good. We'll center that. All right, fantastic. Say we're good with that, and we want to add another slide with another picture. So the shortcut here is to hit the D key. So D key duplicates. So then you're on your next slide, and you want to update so this is slide 2. You click your photo here. You want to add the next image. So what we'll do is we'll click this, and it'll kind of arrange it already fitting to that size, and then you can finagle it a little bit to fit how you want. And you can also change the arrangement of like the photos here by these little arrows. Say you want it like in the background, foreground. So it may be kind of small to see, but you can do that. Again, it's very determined on what it is that you want to do. There's just a lot of flexibility that you want to do here, but the duplication of doing that so that your images kind of like fit together, and you can do that. So we'll pick gray, or no, let's pick the red. Let's try to pick red here. All right, cool. So another thing I should mention also is it's best to start your positioning on the square, and then say if you want to move it to portrait and then also then to story, then it works better that way instead of just starting on portrait. Because if you do that, say like you want it like this, but then you go to square, well, it's kind of messed up a little bit. So I recommend just starting on the square, position things accordingly, and then if you want to export different slides, different sizes for story and such, you could do that. But again, you can, say like you want to export the story, you can just adjust, center, do whatever, maybe a little closer like that, just center it. And then we want to apply. Let me undo that. But yeah, I mean, you get the gist. You get the gist here as to what you can do. There's a lot that you can do. We'll do export. We'll do a GIF this time. Export that. Let's take a look. Cool. And there's your GIF. So it's, again, a very, very simple tool. It's nothing complex, but I think it's got some utility to it. And, be creative with it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. You could preview if you want before you export, so you can make sure all the sizes are good to go. If you wanted to add more slides, you could just, do the 3 dashes, some more text for the next slide, 3 dashes, and then you can inherent current style, and then you can start over that way so that it's all here. You can, create different sizings of it. Again, just play around with it. And like I said, if you have any feedback that you want to give me so I can update and stuff like that, I'm more than happy to do that. You can also save. It saves it to your local machine as a JSON file. So nothing touches, the noise side of things. It's all on your own machine, which is really cool. So very personal kind of use. You can use it on your own. You can download it from Google Chrome and have it on like a local desktop app. It's called a PWA, Progressive Web App, so you can have it that way. That's how I'm using it right now, as you can tell from the icons up here. But have a poke around, check it out, and if you have any feedback, any questions, any suggestions, again, just let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks.